Let's talk to Megyn Kelly, but before that, can I show you the most ridiculous example of somebody being on an autopilot when they should be paying attention to the question that they're asked? Oh, she's just the White House spokesperson. Listen to the question and where she goes.
What is his level of concern right now about the potential rise of anti-Semitism in light of everything that's going on in Israel?
So a couple of things. We have not seen any credible threats. I know there's been always questions about credible threats, and so just want to make sure that that's out there. But look, Muslim and those perceived to be Muslim have endured a disproportionate number of hate-fueled attacks. And certainly President Biden understands that many of our Muslim, Arab Americans and Palestinian American loved ones and neighbors are worried about the hate being directed at their communities.
So, Megyn, what do you think?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it for 1 second. She, like her left-wing caucus in the House, cannot get past one thing, and that is skin color, identity politics. And in this particular conflict, if you are one of those people who's obsessed with identity politics, you have to side with the Palestinians, with Hamas, because their skin may happen to be a little bit darker than that of the Israelis, who they just butchered to the tune of killing 1,400 innocents. I mean, this is the absurdity of their logic. So I don't believe her for 1 second. She hasn't earned the benefit of the doubt that she misheard at all. And by the way, if she misheard, why didn't she immediately tweet out a correction? Immediately. It took her overnight. She had to think about it. She had to see the storm swirling on Twitter. And then finally she realized, oh, I better put something out. I'm getting hit. Biden's getting hit. Because I took a simple question about condemning the attacks on Jews and the anti-Semitism that has been rising in our country, and I turned it into a thing about Islamophobia. It's just what President Biden did last week, and no one's claiming he misspoke when he did his big primetime address to address what was happening with Israel, and we're sending aircraft carriers, and this is getting very serious. He tried to equate the horrific, but let's face it, it was a one-off incident in which a 6-year-old child was murdered in Illinois by a lunatic 70-year-old landlord who was apparently motivated by his Islamophobia, and equate that with the murder of almost 1,500 Jews in Israel. Like, well, you know, on the one hand, but on the other, I mean, it's an absurd comparison. And Joe Biden knew that, but he had to throw a bone to his identity politics group and to his squad. And Karine Jean-Pierre was just repeating the party line and then got scared. So she tried to clean it up.
Death all over the Middle East, wars breaking out, the threat of World War III. But, you know, we've got a solution in front of us here, Megyn. Listen to the actors. Now, Team America, when they were doing the whole thing about the supercilious actors, it was a joke, but these people thought it was a documentary.
Oh, my God. Like, I realized Channing Tatum played a stripper in Magic Mike. Weirdly, that didn't make me wonder what his thoughts on the Middle East are.
Correct.
Who are these idiots who decide to sign this letter? And of course, it's all the usual suspects, right? Oh, like Wanda Sykes? Shut up and do your comedy. That's it. You're supposed to make us laugh, not want to punch you. Of course, there's Alyssa Milano, who never misses an opportunity. I don't even remember the stupid show she was on. She was like 11. Why is anyone still listening to this moron? These people actually get together and think, you know who people need to hear from on this very complex, long-standing, awful Middle East conflict and the horrific terror attack that just happened? Me. They didn't hear from me. I have things I want to say. I'll just tweet or I'll Insta or I'll Snapchat out my thoughts. Anyway, they're absurd and they do it all the time, but I'm actually grateful for it, Paul, because now we've got the record. Now it's great. If I were a Jewish American, I would never want to work with one of these actors. I would never want to watch a film with one of these actors. I already feel that way as a Catholic American. They're reprehensible. I'm absolutely disgusted in the wake of a terror attack like this. They couldn't find it within themselves to even come out and condemn the terror attack. What they did, their whole letter is actually about the Palestinians. And they're using numbers of Palestinian civilians allegedly killed or children allegedly killed that come straight from Hamas, which have never been reliable and have already proved unreliable in this conflict, to try to inflate people's opinion toward their side based on erroneous facts, things we know are not facts. So, I mean, the whole thing is right up their alley if you think about it, because it's a piece of drama. It's fiction.